Welcome to Free Beer Friday, powered in part by the Bearded Monk and Classic of Denton. The views and opinions expressed by the show hosts and their guests are those of the show host and guests, and not necessarily those of the sponsors, DentonRadio.com, or the Denton Convention and Visitors Bureau. For more information, visit the Policies and Procedures page at DentonRadio.com.
Hey, everybody.
God,
yeah.
We're live.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Hi,
my goodness.
Hi. This is Mr. Ben, or Mr. Bearded Monk.
What's going on? Ben Easley from the Bearded Monk. And look, Mr. Jen.
Mr. Jen. More like Jennifer the Bearded Lady.
Right?
Silly boy.
But it's Pride weekend.
That's true. I can't be Mr. Jen today.
It's Pride week.
Yeah, it is Pride week.
This entire
In
week
Denton.
has been all about Pride.
Yes.
And I want to note, look at that makeup. Look at that makeup. Yes.
Thank
And
you.
everybody's raising money for
Yeah.
Pride Denton.
Yeah, including
This is
Montucky.
amazing. That's right. Yes. Montucky is
Yeah.
throwing $1 of every can sold at the Bearded Monk
Exactly.
to Pride Denton.
Exactly.
Yes.
So make sure to get out and go to all the amazing events around town this weekend, including the Monk, where there is the only unicorn.
Oh,
float.
that's right. Because tonight is the reverse Pride Parade.
Yes.
So instead of standing on a street corner and getting tired and bored, you get to walk around to all these places and see all the floats.
Which is way cooler.
Yeah, this is
Who would've thought that?
perfect. This is
Amazing.
perfect. And
Yeah.
then
We're about
tomorrow.
to go. Oh, tomorrow.
Tomorrow is the street party at Oak Street with Pride Denton.
Okay.
And then the dance party at Harvest House.
Holla.
Yes. Wait.
But we have to go do Free Beer Friday.
Oh, yeah, we do.
Guess
Okay.
who's here? Well, Community and Peticolas.
Peticolas,
My loves.
yes.
My two, I was definitely, fangirling. I still am fangirling. Those are, my two favorite in
Right.
Dallas. So let's go talk to them
so
about...
excited.
I'm excited, too. Well, we're going to go talk to them about cool beers and the beer to go that just passed in Denton.
Oh, that's right.
To find out what
Peticolas
that
got us
is.
beer to go at
Yes.
breweries.
To find out what that is, tune in.
Yes.
Cheers.
Yes, cheers. Yes, cheers.
Hey.
Yeah, hello.
It's,
Okay.
I'm sorry. You missed the dance party.
Yeah.
It happened. Yeah.
It's gonna happen again.
That's my mouth yet. Yeah. Too much.
Oh.
Too much. Okay, so we're
What?
live.
Oh,
What's up?
fine.
Hello.
How are you?
We've already introduced each other.
We have.
But
You
here's
silly
Jen,
people.
the bearded lady, as
Hi.
always.
And this is Ben, the bearded monk.
Hi.
It's going to be it.
But yeah, we
do
should
we
do
have
that
with us?
always. Yeah, who's here? Who is this?
You guys go ahead.
Yeah,
Some
you
of
got
the
a mic.
Head honchos.
My
in
name's
Dallas
Michael.
breweries.
I work for Community Beer Company.
Michael?
Yes, Michael.
What is your name?
Typically, I go by Beck because there's way
Oh,
too many
okay,
Michaels in the world. Beck is typically what everybody calls me.
What's up, Beck?
That's fair. Yep. Beg.
This is Beck. Be
Heather.
Can we?
Heather.
Hey, money. Hi, Heather.
Yes.
I just work
Yes.
for the
She's
community
newly-
beer company.
And she's also newly engaged, and I love her.
Oh,
Congratulations.
Congrats.
I wanna-
Wait.
Brand new information.
Ooh, I'm
This
off
is
the
so
market,
magical.
boys. Just
Oh.
figure that out.
Calm
Figure
it
out.
down. Calm it down.
It's
Yes.
magical because she's engaged to Merlin.
It
No, wait.
exactly
can-
why it is.
Are
magical.
we
that a pun?
live? Are we
Wa-
live
Was
in
that
the
a
lobby?
pun?
I want to announce the next big thing that Heather is pregnant. Did you know this? Oh, we need to
can't
turn it
hear
up.
it. Oh yeah. yeah.
Merlin,
Let's make
Merlin
sure he
just
can
said
hear
he can't hear it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
We
Merlin,
all have information.
Can you hear us?
She's pregnant.
Nice.
Okay, so the next big thing is she's pregnant. Congratulations!
You look so
With
confused.
the mosaic, baby. Come on.
Exactly.
Bourbon barrel aged.
As she's drinking a beer.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean,
I totally am.
That
Let's
bun
do
in the
this.
oven
No
is going to be
judgment.
extra
More like
toasty.
pregnant
Extra
with a
toasty
cute
bun in the
puppy.
oven.
Yeah.
For
JK,
sure.
Mom. JK.
Cute puppy.
exactly.
There's a cute puppy.
All right, now who is this guy?
God, how do I follow that
Who
up?
is this guy
I
here?
am Grayson
Not
from
pregnant.
Peticolas. Yeah, I am definitely
gonna
not
say also
pregnant.
pregnant.
As far as I know. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
We'll see how
You
tonight
have, you have two community people. One's pregnant, one's not. and
We're not
I'm the
trying to gang up on you.
It's not
Peticolas
ours.
person.
It's not ours.
So we'll see. Yeah.
that's funny.
Yeah. We just have him scared. Just no one in here is scared.
Oh,
Marilyn.
Merlin's getting a little worried. A little worried.
Bye,
Bye, Spider-Man.
Bye.
Is it me? The dog looks
You're so
nervous, I
friendly.
feel
Yeah,
like.
you drink water.
Is super
Oh,
pissed.
Okay,
Aw.
so
I bet you're
we're
hot in that.
yelling at
I bet you're
we're
hot.
yelling at Spider-Man.
Huh.
It's hot today.
This is
Yeah.
part of the
It's very hot
magic
today, Spidey.
of
Denton.
Pride Denton.
Yeah.
Well, it's part of the magic of Denton, right?
Yeah.
It really is.
And we
The
were
square.
out there just kicking
Yeah.
around the square,
Yeah.
and everyone's wearing rainbows and rainbow. Wait,
Oh, sorry.
close up right
No.
there. Yeah, the rainbow eyeshadow.
Oh, get it.
And celebrating
Oh,
the
yeah.
rainbow bandanas. This is a
represent.
day
Gotta
for
represent.
equality. I
Gotta
love
represent.
this.
Represent.
Absolutely love this.
Yes.
P-R-I-D-E.
Oh, nice. Nice. Sorry, I'm done. I've got nothing else to say.
Oh, he wants me to do the eye thing now. Jason, do the eye thing.
It is
Look at that.
impressive.
Oh, backflip by
Spider-Man
Spider-Man.
just backflipped.
Not to take
I'm
away from
sorry.
the
Yeah.
I am
not
so
to take away from the makeup,
Sorry
but
about the makeup, but
Spider-Man
that
just did a
happened.
backflip.
One up
I'm
over
just going to
here.
drink my beer now.
Way to steal thunder,
Guy.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Hashtag
What
Thunder
in
Steve.
the
I feel like that's what he does,
Guys.
right?
Thunder
Like,
You ain't got no
Steel.
rainbow on.
Yeah. Hey, Spider-Man.
Where's your pride?
Work some rainbow.
Right.
We're just over here, clout
But-
chasing.
Right?
Sorry.
Spider-Man.
Oh,
Spider's
He
cool.
was.
Spider's
Yes.
cool. He
was.
looked awesome.
Just trying to get famous.
He is.
But this is a day for love. I love
Yeah.
it so
That's what
much.
it's all about, man.
It's all
That's
about
what
Well,
it's
it's
all
also,
about.
Yeah.
as we discovered, it is also today is the 50th anniversary of Stonewall.
That's
Ooh,
right.
It is.
So
That's right.
that is kind of a cool thing. I mean, Pride happens during this entire month, but today is the day. Today
This
the day
is
to
what
celebrate. Yeah.
kicked everything off.
It really is. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's not fair. This was the catalyst
Exactly.
that started so many of the equal rights
yes.
movements.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's not fair either.
Continue.
If you were
I will agree with
watching-
what you're
Everybody
saying.
plays their
I'm
part.
gonna- yeah.
Everybody plays their
Stonewall.
part.
Stonewall is a super important
Are you
date.
laughing at me over
Are you
there?
dying?
Well, you said kicking it off.
Kicking
Uh,
it off.
Come on.
Oh,
Come on.
Come on.
But we talk about equal rights for whomever you want to marry, whomever you want to love.
Yeah.
This is the celebration of the day of that it started.
Well, and I also think that that's kind of cool too, because I mean, I know that within Dallas and the DFW surrounding area, like Pride is an entire month. So it's already been kicking off, like it through soccer, through the sports that I follow. It's already been a huge thing, and I know that like with community, those guys support Pride, and we definitely support Pride. So it's been a really kind of cool experience to kind of be a part of that and actually
Right
like
on.
see some really cool kind of grassroots efforts kind of
Yeah.
going through that, because I feel like that's kind of what
sure.
Stonewall's about, So yeah.
Well, it's
Just
important
putting
to
that out
celebrate
there.
it, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I think beer is an important thing to platform with Pride.
Absolutely.
So,
Which
yeah.
And speaking of Montucky, did a great job. They put a
Yes.
beautiful
Yeah.
Oh,
in it.
I'm kind of
Yeah.
envious, honestly.
know,
Like I'm not gonna
right?
lie.
Skadoosh.
That's a nice
Yes,
looking can.
gadoosh.
There it
They
is.
did
Yeah.
such a fantastic
Yes.
job.
I don't
and-
often comment on cans, but that's a good looking can.
You like my can?
I see what you did
All
there.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the
Nice.
nice cans. They're very nice cans.
But no, it's great to see everybody represent. I mean, like the Peticolas shirt this year was great. And,
Not the one I'm currently wearing.
the
Clearly I'm prepared.
Peticolas
Your
Pride shirt.
Danzig
Today.
version.
My Danzig version of the Pride shirt.
I mean, but this is my
But
favorite
yes,
shirt
we have
that
a-
you have.
we
I
have-
think it's your favorite shirt.
Yes,
too, but
it's one of my
that's,
favorite
like,
shirts, yeah,
the
for sure.
coolest Peticolas
Yeah,
shirt
but yes.
ever.
But you wear those and you get so many comments, wearing them out
Yeah.
and about. And when people come into the brewery and see that breweries around,
You represent.
a lot of them have done it.
Well-
We're not the only ones. Everybody tries to play their part and
Yeah,
represent where
absolutely.
they can.
Well, and I think that also being part of a brewery, I think that, and you guys know this for sure, being that your name is community, it's
You guys
it's
look
about
down on
embracing
Thanks for the
everyone.
plug.
It's
Appreciate it.
not segregating anyone out.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And in the era of social media, I think that can get convoluted a little bit. And I think that that also brings some kind of judgment. But the point is not to belittle, I think, what other people may believe or not believe. It's to be inclusive. So I think that to me is one of the most important lessons about Pride, and what I hope kind of gets conveyed throughout Pride Month. Anytime we have it in North Texas.
I
Right
think
on.
craft
Sure.
beer
Right
has been able to show that in its best way because everybody drinks it. And
Yeah.
I talked to someone the other day, and this is random, but like legal draft over in Arlington, they get all the people from the stadium.
Yeah.
They had Philly Eagles fans and
Yeah.
Cowboys fans come in, right?
Yeah.
They were like, oh my God.
And that's an
It's a
interesting.
headache. He
Yeah.
was scared. He was like, Greg was scared. And no, it was fine.
Yeah.
Like, it's everybody gets along and everybody gets together.
Yeah.
And that's like the thing that I always say, beer is better drunk together. I think everybody
Nice.
Or
drinks beer that it's all inclusive. It's not
Exactly.
it has a prejudice, and you have this great product that is delicious, that is a bouquet of
That is the
yumminess.
whole point. That
Yeah.
is
It's
the whole
like
point
you
of
always
beer.
wanna
Yumminess.
include
We make
anybody.
a product that everybody can buy.
Yeah, and
It's not a fine wine. It's not
Yeah.
a fine spirit.
Exactly.
This
We
is
want
a
everybody
this
to
is
drink
a
it.
mutually exclusive product. Like,
Yeah.
everybody buys it. Everybody drinks it. And
And-
I've been to I live in Arlington. I've
Yeah.
been to a ton of tailgates at the Cowboy Stadium, and been to Washington Redskins, and they walk by and we kind of talk trash,
But then
together.
you're drinking like
and then
craft
and then they come
beer.
over and they grab a beer and we hand them a beer.
Exactly.
It's like we
Exactly.
might
Right
might
on.
talk trash,
Yeah.
but it's fun.
Yeah.
We don't want to exclude anybody,
It's
whether
amazing.
it's Redskins fans or Eagles fans.
It's,
We're gonna give them their trash that's warranted, but
yeah, but then
at the end of the day, we're gonna have
They
a
wanna
beer
drink your
together, give each
beer.
other a hug.
You're gonna love
and
each
and
other.
they're like, this
it's
is
all-
actually really good beer.
Exactly.
Someone drink this.
Exactly.
And-
Like, it's amazing to see.
And if
I
you
love it.
if you think about it, you go to a winery and you go to some other places, and it's a little bit more like, oh, you have this private tour, you have this like little
Little
segregated
bougie.
area. Like breweries, they have these really long tables, or you have these like beer
Communal
gardens, right?
tables.
Communal, yeah.
You sit with
And
everybody.
It's
amazing.
It's in what we're doing. You can
Yeah.
actually see it play out literally within the area in which you're consuming it, and I think that that's really cool, and it kind of goes to speak to how we kind of operate.
yeah.
Right
It's-
on.
I want to go speak that
A love.
we're here together,
Yeah.
promoting this event, the pint
All the
fight.
time.
That's
tomorrow.
right.
Yeah.
I mean,
Always.
Okay.
we hang out with these guys
Different
all
breweries,
the
yes.
time. It's
Let's
ridiculous.
talk about
Grayson,
this
talk
heated
about it.
battle
Yes.
that's about to happen, because clearly y'all
We
hate each other.
Oh, obviously.
Yeah, so much.
I literally send her
Rivaling.
text at least twice a day.
Relationship, for
Yeah.
sure.
We
Rivalry.
have had to break up
Yeah.
4 fights tonight
Yeah.
between
Yes.
Peticolas
Stops,
and community.
everybody.
We try.
It's been
Multiple
crazy.
headlocks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm outnumbered,
Unicorns,
you know,
fine.
and they have a dog. Like, God bless,
puppy.
man.
And a
That's
attack dog.
Oh, come on.
No, no.
Come on. Don't
Say
ruin
what
this
you
for me.
will. Attack dog.
That's
He's
an attack
vicious.
dog.
If I would have brought my
If
Shih
I've
Tzu,
ever
it would
seen
have
one.
been, been game over.
Yeah, I know.
He
I
would have
know.
murdered everybody.
Y'all have dogs. Y'all have people. It's
I've got a
insane.
12
Y'all have
pound
fancy
Shih Tzu,
trucks with
and
pictures on them. And I
He's
don't know what to do with this.
ferocious.
So no, I mean, so what I will start this and then let these guys kind of comment on it. So we do a community in Peticolas Coat Tour. It's the only event like it that we've done.
I love Nortec Spear Week.
Yes.
Every year. This
Every
is
year.
a major
It is
event.
It's becoming one of the bigger ones. It's
Right
becoming
on.
one of the staples of that event. Kevin and Michael Peticolas have been playing on the same
They
kind of
hate
soccer
each
team.
other very
They do.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I've
know
seen
it.
it.
I know
It's,
it well.
it's awkward.
Together.
I feel awkward when I'm around them. And then one of our drivers once
Kevin-
went over there and
Kevin?
kept feeding a dog that belonged to somebody. It was weird, and
you
I was
doing
like,
this?
"Quit
Stop
feeding
it.
that
Stop-
dog. It's
stop feeding the dog."
obviously a very expensive dog. Don't feed it barbecue."
Okay, hold on.
Yes.
Back
Okay,
up.
do I need to-
Kevin Carr of Community
Yes.
Brewing Company and
Yes.
Michael Peticolas
Yes.
of
Peticolas Brewing Company.
Makes
I
sense.
hope.
Makes
Yeah.
sense.
have
You
been
think?
friends for quite a while.
They have. Before the two breweries opened, they both knew about the business plans. So even before these things were actually brick and mortar, these things were discussed. And so
Actually,
Michael
over a soccer game.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of
Yes,
which,
yes.
we community
Over
opened
a
up for the
sweatband?
Well, no, we had the
If you're
women's
only
World
listening, you may
That's
not you
a
may
we
very
not
had the
see
women's
what we're
World Cup
talking
game
about,
today.
but
So we opened, but
I can't do
that's actually
the
how
Women's World Cup.
I also
so from
don't
what I
have
understand,
sweet
the story that I
forearms.
heard, the mythical story that I heard was that Michael Peticolas and Kevin Carr were playing in a soccer game together in a
Sorry, we're so weird.
they were playing in
I was gonna
a
let
team
people just
together.
listen.
And I think Michael Peticolas said, "Hey guys,
do it.
I'm about to open up a brewery." And Kevin said,
Oh,
I forgot I have to keep it edited.
This is true.
Uh,
what he's saying is true. Yeah.
my
Holy
goodness.
crap.
Heck yeah.
I am too.
I have
Heck
some. I have
yes.
some more information. for
Heck
you.
yes, I am too. So that's how they both found out about it.
Well,
so
heck yes.
they
that's
were
all.
friends before they opened up breweries
Golly
because they knew each
gosh.
other
Gee willikers.
in the legal field.
We can't say anything else.
Golly gee willikers, let's both open up breweries.
And so the first time I met Kevin, well, Jamie was under a tank with Eric.
That's usually how it
bolting
was.
in
Yeah.
all
Per
the
usual.
fermenters.
Per the
And
usual.
he was like, yeah, I got to know this guy, Michael. We're in the same club. We've talked. We've hung out. And it's like, okay, so there's some unionship in this craft beer scene.
Yes.
And that started solidifying this idea in my head of, oh, gosh, everybody's very supportive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of each other.
Absolutely, though.
Of
The whole
each
craft
other,
community,
yes.
like in Dallas
of-
and DFW, they're so supportive of each other. They all talk to each other all the
It
time.
even goes deeper than DFW, honestly.
Yeah.
Statewide.
Where? Oh, I was
out
like,
of
where else does
state.
it go? Is it smaller
Right
than
on.
DFW?
Oh,
Yeah,
actually,
we-
that's a good segue
true.
into.
Oh.
Wait,
Oh,
what?
what
I
is
didn't
this?
know you brought something.
This is a
Secrets.
Austin Beer Works
Are there-
tropical Einhorn.
Can
Those
we
are
get some glasses?
unicorns.
I, can go get
I
some
brought
glasses.
more to
Those
share.
are unicorns
Oh.
on
These are-
there.
these
I brought more to share.
These
if
are
you-
relevant
did you just-
today.
Oh,
Right?
this
Because
is
I had-
As
perfect.
of,
To the unicorn float they
We were
are.
gonna. We were,
Yeah.
Exactly.
Beer
We
to
had
go.
already
That is
talked
exactly
about
what I'm
discussing beer to
referencing.
go.
Or beer to go.
These are so cute.
This is a good segue into beer to go
It
because
is a perfectly sessionable ale.
because if
okay
it wasn't
for pregnant
for
people too.
Austin Beer Works
Yeah.
and
I mean,
Adam
you can
at
drink this
Austin
for
Beer
pregnant.
Works, beer to go
Getting us.
in Texas.
Yeah. The
And the Texas Craft Brewers Guild.
Yeah.
Beer to go in Texas would not be a thing if it wasn't for them.
Absolutely.
Right on.
Um,
Well, okay, so
Sorry, I had to open it.
maybe a little more
Yeah, yeah,
background for Texas beer to go.
Okay. Do y'all want me to? I work for the attorney. So,
Flump
Go
OBs.
ahead.
I want some.
You can have
Oh.
mine. It's okay.
so
we can share. We can share.
yeah, let's take a quick break and make sure we're opening beers. I'm into this, but we will. The one thing I will say, the last thing I will say about the community and Peticolas relationship is it is super amazing.
spills it all over himself, I'm
It's
sorry.
yeah. I mean that happens.
Yeah. It's
I did not wet myself.
You know that the co-tour for me and the fact that we are so
Holy
close
but
to each
Jesus.
other geographically speaking, we do some really great things together, and
Right on.
the industry is super collaborative. But I also feel like there's a special bond between community and Peticolas. There always has
Oh,
been.
absolutely.
It's been that way before the two places existed, and
Yeah,
it
it's super
continues
rad.
that way.
It's super
And
obvious.
you guys
too.
So-
are
We
very
love
close.
Yeah, and I think that we should be that way. This is an industry
As
where we should.
a original
together.
fangirl of
Yes,
both of the breweries. Like, if anybody asks where to go in Dallas on my gram, I'm just like Peticolas and community.
I mean, it's
And then
yeah,
and then the
exactly.
rest of the list goes.
Yeah.
But like, I've been
Right on.
fangirling for y'all.
Yeah.
since,
And that was
like,
actually one of
I
the
became
first
the bearded
events
lady. Yeah.
I ever worked was
So-
the
Yeah.
Peticolas Community Co-Tour 5+
That was one of
years
the first
ago.
events
So
I
you
got
guys-
totally drunk at as I was an employee.
Not
and then I was
so
like, okay,
super
I have
You're
to
a good
tone it
boy.
down.
So
I am.
they
I-
put me on the
boy.
jockey
I'm-
box.
Unfortunately, you have
I'm
to
in
drink
leadership
good
now. I
beer
cannot do
all
that.
day.
But I was
Man, it
drunk.
So the first
It
event
happens.
I ever volunteered at was the Peticolas Community Co-Tour.
Yeah.
They put me on a jockey box with Oak Trinity Triple and Oak Inspiration.
Sounds about right.
Both, 8+%
Yeah.
beers
Yes.
that are super smooth that we don't make anymore.
Neither
unfortunately.
breweries are known for like their sessionable things
No,
all the
no.
time. You know?
No.
And after about
Here,
a
try
couple
that.
hours of like working this event, I'm like, I gotta like, I'm volunteering here. I'm like kind of working, so I need to like keep an eye on things and make sure everything's cool. And then after
really
a
good.
couple of hours, I was like looking around. I was like, oh, everybody's having a good time. Like, everybody's
Maybe
like.
I should have a good time.
I was like, so I'm gonna
I mean,
start
you
drinking some
should,
more
yes.
Oak Trinity Triple and Oak Inspiration, and I
Yeah.
was like, these are the best beers I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
And then I went over to Peticolas, and I was like, man,
And there's
like
where your
these are
mistake
some of the
was.
best
Yeah.
beers I've ever had in
Yeah.
my life. Like,
What
what
do
is
I
going
do?
on
Yeah.
right now?
That's so
And
awesome.
then from there, I got a full-time job at
Same
some
thing.
point.
Would you look at that?
They could never kick me
Nice.
out
Well,
after
let's
that
look at
point.
that.
You're like, I
Unfortunately.
love you. Can I stay, please?
Can
So
you
that's-
guys let me work here? Is that
Please.
okay?
It is super genuine. It is super grassroots. It is super down to earth. So it's something worth mentioning for sure.
That is the craft beer community, right?
It should be.
Yeah.
It's
Absolutely.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not, and I'm not gonna lie. It's not always the case. There are some
Yeah.
instances where, I mean, these are businesses. These are competitive industries. People with taps and like, oh, this beer is better than this. One thing I've always enjoyed is the there has never been that with community in Peticolas, and
Right
it's just
on.
super cool, man. And
Right
I
on.
feel like
There's a
that's
lot of
model-
camaraderie for sure.
Yeah, and for the most part throughout the industry, that does exist, and I want to be clear about that. But I think that we set an example for how it should be.
Absolutely.
Nice. Nice.
Partnerships.
I mean, if I could
Yeah.
put forward
Yeah.
a relationship between
Yeah.
breweries that should be had.
It would be awesome.
It would be
It'd
it would
be
be us in Peticolas.
Yeah.
Because we love those guys and they love us. They drink
Yeah.
our beer, we drink their beer. And if anybody comes in the tap room and asks, "Hey man, where should I go after this?" Peticolas,
Well, there's
man.
one
Right
answer.
down
Like
the road.
slide over to Peticolas.
Yeah.
It's right down
And
the
we
street.
do the same. So.
And
Okay.
that is
That's
my
super close.
favorite Dallas brewery
So the same premise.
besides community.
Oh,
I had to.
It's fair, it's
I mean,
fair.
I had to.
But
I mean,
fair.
in Denton, I had when Seth opened Denton County Brewery Company.
Yeah.
Yeah. Love that
I
guy.
had people
Super
go,
nice dude.
He is such
He's
a
amazing.
sweetheart.
One of the and last
that
time I was
does
here,
some
we hung out with
amazing
him.
beer.
Absolutely.
And just a
Um,
nice guy.
yes.
I mean,
dude,
like,
the nicest guy. Like,
But
it's weird. Why do nice
we-
people make
it's
such good
obnoxious.
beer? Like it's like
You're
a
making
thing.
our own
Why
nice
do nice
guy.
people
Nice?
make nice beer?
I think it's a
Nice.
given.
Wait a minute.
Guy.
Hold on.
I think it's
They
a
do.
given.
He's a
Well,
good guy, and it comes from the heart. I feel
We
like.
had a lot of people going, how do you feel about this brewery opening next door?
Yeah.
right.
They're amazing. He's a friend. We hang out. We drink. We relax all the time. What's the problem?
That's my husband.
It's the same situation that we all hang out together. We all party together.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's the problem?
Mutual
Are we gonna-
respect.
Are we to comment on
Yeah, well, Matt
this?
says, "Oh hi." Matt is
Who is this guy?
he's been wanting a shout out like forever. so
Matt
I'm
who?
I mean,
Matt
Matthew,
what now?
the Mr. Bearded Lady.
Mr. Bearded
Bearded
Lady.
Lady.
That's
Mr.
hot.
Not
Bearded
me.
Lady.
This is
That's
Bearded
hot.
Lady.
Yeah. Hi, Mr. Bearded
I mean,
Lady.
hi.
Hello,
Yes.
Matthew.
And this beer is
Hey,
really
girl.
good from Austin.
That is a
Harbor.
fantastic.
Did he
beer.
call on Colt to bring him said beer?
Yeah, I guess so.
Like Colt's got to be
I
down in
don't know.
Austin?
I think
I
I
have
cracked
no
open
idea.
all of them, so
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't have any
Yeah.
more left.
It's
I'm
okay.
sorry,
Yeah.
Matt.
Sorry,
Hey,
buddy.
all right. If
They're all
if
really
Matt's
good.
calling Colt in, I'm also calling Colt in. I want more of this beer
Yeah,
as well.
so if
Yeah.
you're down there, Cole,
If you can get
can
it,
bring me
that's
some
great.
beer.
Because I
say
brought
the
this
last
from
name.
Austin.
yeah, Cole Parker.
Literally.
Colt Parker.
Literally.
Parker.
Colt Parker, bring more of this beer up
Yes.
from Austin. How about that?
Yeah, Matt has to
Yeah.
tag him, and we'll be able to find it. It's good. It's only 3.5%, and so
Good
like
call, Matt.
again, we were talking about how we were going to segue into the
Yes.
beer to go. So Austin Beer Works doesn't sell up here, right?
Nope.
So they're
Not
not
yet.
They
distro here.
don't.
Well, not yet, but
Yeah.
In September, off-county storage.
okay, there
So
you go.
they can actually store up here.
Which
they can
is
buy
part of
storage
the
space.
beer to go conversation.
Yeah,
honestly,
absolutely.
This
Yeah.
is delicious. It's I mean, this is a great session.
fantastic.
Like
Anything
it
coming out of that
tastes
brewery is fantastic.
Yeah,
I
they
love
are
Austin
amazing.
Beer
They're
Works
so
amazing.
much.
This is
Wonderful.
super tasty.
Yeah.
I'm excited. So I know a little bit about the beer to go, but
Okay.
tell
Sorry.
us a little bit more.
Well, the
like,
the
what am I
short of
trying
it
to
is,
say?
it was really a weird day, honestly, when everything happened.
Well-
I don't remember the House bill that was the numerical.
The HB, blah, blah, blah,
yeah,
blah,
yeah,
The
blah,
I don't
numbers,
remember.
there's numbers
235.
there.
And it doesn't really matter because that bill.
203? I don't know.
Yeah, that bill got held up in committee. So what ended up happening is the TABC was being sunsetted. What that means is every so often, every couple years, depends on who's sunsetting it and what their bylaws are for sunsetting a group, like the TABC. They'll go through and they'll go line by line and be like, is this relevant? Do we need this? Or does this need to be changed or overhauled, right? So there were some things. One of the ones that he mentioned is that there's off-site or out-of-county storage. So to make a long story short, beer and ale by the TABC were considered two different things. They were only separated by ABV, right? So that, as we all know, is incorrect. Lagers and ales, like it's
They're all
not
beer.
that simple. Everything's beer,
Yeah.
but then it gets into
Give me
lagers
your best
and ales.
ale, sir.
Yeah, so it
I
was
like
a little
the
bit
ale
weird.
lager. Oh,
But-
lager.
Such as laws, they kind of exist that way, you know.
Like-
So
Being able to have a horse in the back of
Yeah.
your car.
yeah,
I don't
exactly.
know.
Yeah.
That's a
It's-
law
there's
apparently
weird-
in Texas.
yes,
there's a law in Texas that you can have a horse in the back
yes,
of your car.
Emotional support mini
just to
horse.
make sure that they're like,
It's a thing.
you know what? If you want to do that,
Little
it's
Sebastian.
You can do
okay.
it.
Continue.
We support you.
It's weird.
If you
Anyway.
want that horse in the back of your car,
Yeah.
just make it happen.
Fine.
Now I
long as
want
it's
to
a mini.
oddly shove a horse in the back of my car.
I know.
Right?
So,
As long as it's a
yes,
mini.
I mean, yeah, this is weird. Anyway,
Sorry.
it's a real need now. So what ended up happening is that there is now offsite storage or out of county storage. So you could store beer out of county. You couldn't store ale, and the difference was 4.5% and below was considered beer. 4.5% and above was considered ale.
What?
Yeah, and this is how taxes were
We're
done.
gonna
You do
talk more
do
about
RITs
this
reports at the
off
end. Yeah,
camera.
yes,
It-
we
it's
will.
ridiculous.
This is
We will.
real.
You know, how
one
much
of-
time we spend like accounting
This is
for
real.
this stuff?
Oh,
Yeah.
it's
Okay,
intense.
so one of
It's
my
obnoxious.
first
Yeah.
articles for Dallas Morning News
Yeah.
was with Ron Extract and
Yes.
his lawsuit
Yeah.
with Jeff against the beer versus ale.
Yes.
So I want to get more into this later.
Yeah,
We will.
Yeah.
And
So I
to-
didn't
a
know
little-
it still
a little-
existed. I thought we had been
Yeah.
done
A
with this since
No.
what 2005,
Side
No.
note. Side note.
No.
We're
Or
one
no,
of the
that's
last
not-
states
2011.
to get this passed.
Not
Are
one
we
of the
not
last.
the last?
days.
we
We
were
are
the
the last.
last state.
We
We
are
are
the last.
last state.
Yeah.
last
Yeah.
state to
Yes.
get this passed.
We are
Yeah.
a very
You can have beer to
interesting
go.
state with laws.
And-
The only thing I will say about that is that, people talk about, freedom for small businesses and things like
Yeah.
that, and they make it a political thing. Well, no, it's really more of a money thing. Like, and that's
Absolutely.
that's one of the things that really agitates me.
Yeah,
is
it
because
does.
people are like, oh, well, in this climate with this type
Yeah.
of party, you have this and you have this. No, that's not exactly true. It just depends on how much they allow money to play a role
Yeah.
Let
in
me-
lawmaking.
Let me make it a little bit easier for people to understand that.
Yeah,
like,
please.
They don't know what beer to go is. So if you
Oh,
were
yeah.
to walk into a brewery and really like a beer, and you're like, dang, awesome beer works.
Yeah.
This Tropical Einhorn is
It's a great segue.
delicious.
Yeah.
Can I have a 6-pack?
No, sir.
You can't have a 6-pack.
You can't
have a
You
one
cannot
pack.
No, you can't
You
have a
can't
1-pack.
have one beer.
Yeah, you can't have a
You
1-pack.
can't fill a growler.
You
You
What's
can't
yours?
fill
You
a
can't-
crowler.
No.
You can't do
Nothing.
anything.
Yeah, you can't.
And-
You can't walk out with that product. Like for the longest time, we would be at my dad and I, because we live Peticolas.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, what's my favorite beer there? I can't. There's always something.
Sit down.
It's always something. No, it's always something. Sorry, I love It's Always Something.
It's a great beer.
It's my favorite beer.
It gets
And-
confusing when you're talking about it on the radio because, yeah, there is always something. But which beer are you
Like,
talking
yeah, what are you
about?
talking about? It's always
It's
something,
always something. It's like
you
who's
can't
on
remember
first.
it. Yeah.
Well, you can't get that anywhere
No.
besides the brewery, and you can't fill it at the
Until now.
brewery.
And you
Until
guys, you
now.
guys do such
Until September
great,
1st.
Until
like
September
one-off
1st, yeah.
beers. Like you guys do such
So-
great one-off, like
You can't walk
small
out with that.
batch beers.
And then you can't make money. And then you get into the process of, like, you want a 6-pack from a different brewery, or you want to walk out with that 6-pack. You can't walk without 6-pack. Give the full profit to the brewery.
It's not about money. It's not
You're
about
right.
money. It's
But
about
still, it's
those
like
people that
nice
out of
to
state
get
visiting.
that side of stuff.
Yeah, it's just kind of hard because
everybody loves
you
money.
come visiting
I
from somewhere
know,
else
like-
and you want to share with your friends back home this amazing
absolutely.
IPA you just had at
You're right.
Absolutely.
Peticolas or community, and you can't take one home.
Yep.
You have to get in a car, go
And I mean,
somewhere else.
You're right.
We're not far from a
Yeah.
international airport.
Yeah.
So
for
we
sure.
get travelers from.
We really are destination breweries in a sense because we are in downtown Dallas. No offense
We
to
are
anywhere
right
outside
there.
of Dallas, but when you come to Dallas and you're doing business, we are very close to one another, and we send people over there and they send them over here.
And they wanna get
But
beer.
meanwhile, they can't take one home. It's just
No.
But now we can.
Yeah.
Now we can.
Starting in September.
Starting
Wait,
in
starting in
Can we start a
September.
clap?
quite happened yet.
Can we
But
start?
Oh, yeah.
It's happening,
Climate.
so we're getting there.
Yeah.
And
Thank
it's
you.
a happy day. For
Thank
Texas.
you,
It really
thank
is.
you, Texas
Yes.
legislation
Texas.
for
Yeah.
coming to your senses. So to wrap this up and make this super quick, we're able to do out of county storage. But one of the things that they did is so that House bill kind of died in committee, and then what they did is they added an amendment to the sunset review, and that was, hey, by the way, let's allow breweries to
Let's
sell to
give
go with the
rights.
manufacturer's license. I won't get all into that, but what I will say is, where it's kind of interesting for Peticolas is that we have never canned or sold anything to go with any design on it ever. And now we are able to do that because one of the ideas
I'm
that
so
we have
excited.
had, yeah, one of the ideas that we've had, and I'm not
think
saying one way or
everybody's
another what's
excited
going to
about
happen,
that.
but
Everybody's
what I will
excited
say is
about
now
that.
we can do that. We have the freedom to be able to do that, and
Yeah.
that
Right
that
on.
to me
Ever.
That's so big.
Right
is a
on.
Texas thing.
Yeah.
Small business being able to be free to do what they
Freedom.
need to do.
Get
Right on.
Peticolas.
Freedom.
Boom, done.
Commerce.
Get-
Nice.
They got Peticolas.
Wait.
Maybe can't.
Mic drop.
Mic drop. Well, I can't. Well, hold on.
There you go. It worked.
But now it sounds weird.
You're an echo. That's it.
And I mean, we have a ton of people that live within relative proximity to the
Yeah.
brewery. And if they are hardcore fans, they come in multiple times a week. They love our beer. They drink all of our beer. And then we have a one-off beer that we made on our pilot system.
And you can can
They-
it and give it to them.
I want to take
Time
this
to
home
try
with
it.
me. I can't.
No,
Yes.
sir.
That's what
So
Mr.
now, after this, they will be able to. We'll be able to do
September 1st.
growlers, and beer
It's
to
gonna be
go.
amazing.
We're gonna. It'll basically change the whole business model for
Absolutely.
a
Yeah.
lot of breweries.
Love it.
Yeah.
And I mean,
It
we
changes
can
everything.
now make more money to expand and to grow. And
Yeah.
that's the whole point, because
That's what Mr. Beard
I
and
started
Lady-
out as a volunteer for the brewery,
Yeah.
and they gave me a full-time job. And now they
Holla.
can sell more beer to go to make more money to hire more people like me who want to work in the beer industry.
I just want to drink good beer, guys.
Yeah.
That's all.
That's
yeah,
all- that's
That's
all
all.
everyone wants to do.
Like, we're not here around to drink,
That's
yeah,
Yeah.
subpar beer.
Speaking of drinking,
Do you want to go drink some more?
can we go drink more?
Yeah. we can go drink
Maybe.
more.
Oh yeah,
Do
Maybe
we
it's
need to
it's
time.
time.
go do some proud things?
Oh,
Some
yeah.
Proud things
And wait,
Speaking of,
are we gonna
tomorrow,
go?
Manana?
Well, yeah, tomorrow.
tomorrow.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's gonna be the community v Peticolas pint fight.
This is where we
The one
fight.
and only.
It's
This is
gonna
where we
The
happen.
one
fight.
and only in Denton.
Oh.
Tonight
I
friends, tomorrow
expect-
enemies.
I expect a lot of fists to be thrown.
In
Just
the
the
herb.
cups.
Yes, in the herb.
I feel like if I hit
In the
Heather, I'm gonna
air.
hear from Kevin. That's weird.
Oh my
You
goodness.
will.
And I'll hear
You
from
will.
Michael.
You
Michael,
will.
like, hey,
Listen,
why is
listen.
Kevin calling?
Can we
Someone
do a-
said. Someone
Right
said
now
hi.
we're friends.
Someone said
Tomorrow,
hi.
Tomorrow
we
Macy,
will not be
Because
friends.
then it's over then.
Oh.
Macy Moore said, "Cheers to beer to go."
Macy Moore.
Yay.
I
Cheers to
love
beer to
you.
go.
Cheers.
Cheers to
Cheers.
go. Cheers to beer to
Cheers.
go.
Cheers.
Oh,
We'll
wait.
see you
So much.
tonight.
Cheers.
A big win.
Yes.
We're gonna go drink more
I feel like
beers.
this is a day for openness and redemption.
I
Let's do
would
this.
agree. Yeah.
Let's
Does
do
anyone
it.
want to let go of anything?
Let's go
Any
get
feelings?
some
or...
forgivable beer.
I love that.
Is
I
beer
love that
forgivable?
puppy out there. I'm
Yeah,
gonna let that out there.
Take care of that puppy.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see y'all later and join
And
us
that
at the
baby.
Monk. Oh, the baby.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Make sure you take care of that baby.
The puppy baby.
8.5
Oh, wait.
months.
Oh, you know, yeah.
Cheers, y'all.
That was a joke. That was a joke.
Come join
Bye,
us.
guys.
Cheers.
Well, thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the show. We want to thank our partners and sponsors who made this show possible. And now stick around for a word from all of us here at Discover Denton.